Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's Janicia, and in this video I want to talk about obeying God even in the small things. But to me, you can't just obey God and trust him to move across the country or start a business or to do something big if you haven't been obedient to him in the small things. In this day and age of social media, we get to see so many people do so many great things. They're traveling, they're hosting events with 1,000 people, they're just buying all these things, buying houses, doing all these things, and we feel like everybody wants to do big things, right? And if you believe in Jesus, then a lot of times you're gonna pray about direction from God. Like, Lord, please show me the way to go. Show me what business I need to start. Help me, to meet the right connections at this job, to have the right opportunities to take my business to the next level. We're always seeking God for, I would say, pretty big things. And I know a lot of people want to develop big faith and learn how to trust God in some pretty big things. But to me, you can't just obey God and trust him to move across the country or start a business or to do something big if you haven't been obedient to him in the small things. And so I have traveled all around this world. I have moved to 4 different cities. I have started businesses. I've done so many big things, but it all started with the little things, the little ways in which I obeyed God. So let me explain. When I was 20, I gave my life to God. And at that point, I was a holiday Christian. I didn't know too much about God. I went to church on Mother's Day, on Easter, and sometimes on Christmas, right? So I didn't know much about the Bible, nothing. But when I got saved, I had a yearning to hear the voice of God. I wanted to know what I needed to do because I read in the Bible that God would tell people what to do. And that's how they knew what to do. So I was like, okay, I'm a Christian. I believe in God. I need him to let me know what things I should do in my life, right? In that process, God was training me on how to hear his voice. And part of how he was training me to hear his voice is he would tell me things to do. And it was small things, right? Very small things. So I got saved in college. And one of the things that I can remember to this day on things that God would train me on how to obey him and hear his voice and prepare me to have faith in him for bigger things, was telling me to pick up trash. So the first time I remember this happening, I was on my campus at the University of South Florida. And I was walking to class. I don't think I was late or anything. I was just on time. And I seen some trash on the floor, and I just, like everybody else, just kept on walking. I think it was like some paper or something. It wasn't nothing gross, but it was trash. And as I was passing it, I heard pick it up and throw it in the garbage. And I'm like, that's interesting. No. And so as I'm walking, I'm like, pick it up, throw it in the trash. And I'm like, first of all, I didn't put that there. I mean, I pick up my own trash, but I don't pick up other people's trash. Also, I was partly a germaphobe, so I didn't know what was on that paper. I didn't want to touch it with my bare hands. It was just unnecessary things that I didn't feel like I needed to do. And then as I got further and further, I'm walking. Now, this is a good 15 seconds, 30 seconds that I'm walking. And that's quite a bit of distance in 30 seconds. That thought kind of just kept hammering in my head, like, go pick it up. You shouldn't have picked it up. Go pick it up. And I was like, oh, it just started to be aggravating. And I was like, okay, you know what? Let me just go throw it away. Okay, because this is too much. This is getting out of hand. So I picked it up and I threw it in the trash. And immediately I felt peace. Like I just felt at ease. And I was like, that was interesting. And then another time I'm walking, I see trash. And this time I see trash in the bathroom. Definitely don't want to pick that up. It wasn't gross again. It was probably just like some random toilet paper that somebody pulled out extra. I didn't want to pick that up either. But the Lord was like, pick it up, put it in, throw it in the trash, or put it in the toilet. I was like, ugh. So I grabbed another piece of toilet paper to cushion my hand to pick it up and throw it in the toilet and flush it. And then another time, I was at a grocery store. God trained me on this so many times of getting my cart. And some people get their cart and once they unload their groceries, they kind of put the cart next to their car on a little curb or just somewhere nearby. God trained me on taking the cart back inside the store. Like sometimes I would be okay to just put it back at the little cart station in the parking lot, but a lot of times God was on me about taking the cart and putting it back in the store. And I didn't understand why this was happening. I didn't understand like why God was doing these things, but he was teaching me on how to obey his voice. At first, I didn't even know it was his voice. I thought it was just a thought in my head. I thought I was just watching too many like Earth documentaries, and I was concerned about making sure the earth was clean and safe and stuff. I don't know. But I realized that it was the Lord teaching me how to follow his instructions. And then it started to develop into bigger things. He started to really not only tell me to do little things that were, you know, picking up trash is okay, but I don't see why it really benefited me. But he started instructing me to do things that were directly related to me and growing my character. So he started getting on me about lying. And I wasn't a crazy liar or anything, but you know, it's normal for a person to tell a lie here or there, you know, a little white, they call it little white lies, little simple lies, just to get you out of trouble or just so nobody worries about something. So I remember one day I told this lie to someone. You know, somebody was like, hey, did you do this? And I was going to get to it, but I didn't get to it yet. And I was like, yeah, I did it, because I was like, I can get to it before they even noticed it wasn't done. And I said, yeah, I did it. And then when I was out, as I was walking away for a good 30 minutes, almost 30 minutes to 45 minutes, it was in my head like, you did not tell the truth. Go tell the truth. Go tell the truth. And I was like, okay, now. This is too much. It was just bugging me and bugging me and bugging me. I was trying to watch TV. I couldn't watch TV. I was trying to look at stuff on my phone. I couldn't look at stuff on my phone because it was just pounding in my head. Go and tell the truth. So I went back, walked back to the person, and I said, actually, I didn't do it, but I will do it. Sorry about that. And peace. Yet again, just like the first time I picked up that trash, like this peace just rested upon me. It not only helped me to obey God, but it helped grow my character, and it helped me to learn how to trust God and have faith in God and understand who is telling me to do something. Not always, but a lot of times when God is speaking to you is to do something you really wouldn't do. It's nothing like wrong or bad. It's probably something that is righteous, but you in your flesh don't want to do it, right? I had to learn how to trust that voice and have faith in it. Have faith in God. Have faith that his instructions are going to lead me to the right place. Even if I don't understand it, even if I don't want to do it, even if I don't like the outcome, I have to trust that God has my best interest at heart. Well, one, he has his best interest at heart, which he instructed me to do, his interest. Anyway, but it's for my good, right? Luke 16:10 says that he that is faithful in what is least is faithful in what is much. Oftentimes, if God can't trust you with small things, he can't trust you with big things. I don't know if you heard the saying, or if someone says that, yes, it's your gifting that can get you somewhere, but it's your character that can sustain you. You may be asking God for that next big thing, or God, show me this, or reveal to me this, and feel like God is radio silent, like he's not saying nothing. And it's oftentimes because he's waiting on you to do the last thing that he said. If he told you to start something and you did not start it, why is he going to give you further instruction to further confuse you, have you using more money and resources to waste your time, to have you doing busy work when he didn't even call you to that in the first place? Why is he going to give you step C when you haven't done B to get to C? And I'm talking to myself right now in this because I'm not perfect on everything that I hear. But I do realize that there are things that God can entrust with me because I've done the little things. And there's some things that I'm yet to do that I'm in the process of doing. And I realize that the small things are what has given me the faith to trust God for bigger things. So yes, God instructed me to pick up trash and put back carts and to correct a lie. And me listening to that voice time and time again, when he told me to pack up my car and move to Los Angeles, I didn't question it. Well, I questioned it a little bit, but ultimately I still did it. When he told me to do this or do that or go here or go there, it may have went around my brain a little bit, but ultimately I still did it because I learned how to listen, obey, and trust my Father. And so I encourage you right now, if God has instructed you to do anything, it is better to move in faith than stay in fear. Even if you're afraid that you're going to get something wrong, God showed me a long time ago that he'd rather you do something wrong with faith than to stay in fear. Because without faith, it is impossible to please him. We have to trust him that he's God enough that even if we make the wrong decision, he can turn us and correct our path to go to the right place. So don't stay in indecision, but obey his voice. And if something is too monumental, what little things has he told you to do that you haven't done? Maybe he's telling you to clean your house and you need to put it on a schedule. Maybe he's telling you need to budget. Maybe he's telling you need to stop eating out so much. And you may think that is little things, like God is not concerned about that. That's just something I need to do. Like, no, God is concerned about every area of your life. Maybe he told you to stop watching so much TikTok, or maybe you need to start to fast more. Whatever he's telling you to do is not just like a little voice in the back of your head. It's most likely going to be something that calls you to be better that you and your flesh don't want to do. And then as he sees you doing what he said, budgeting like he said, stop hanging out with that person like he said, close your legs like he said, then he can tell you that next idea that allow you to quit your job and go full time in your business. Maybe once you close your legs from sleeping with this boyfriend, then he will introduce you to your real husband. But it all starts with obedience and things that could seem small. But that's all I have today on this video. If you enjoyed it, have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave it down below in the comment section, and go ahead and subscribe because I would love to see you more often. And I'll see you later.